What's going on, guys? Mo with Jackalmen Games here with Gonzo, who just got second place at the Miami Regional of 2019, playing Feed Royal Palace, Snoke, Rebel Traitor, and Ciena Ree. Gonzo, what led you to bring this deck today?
So I'm part of the Hyperloop Discord channel, and my good friend Andrew Cox, who happened to win this event, recommended me this deck as well. But I haven't played like in a few months, and when I used to play, I played a lot of villain vehicles back with like Bazine and Snoke, and First Order Stormtrooper. So this seemed like a real quick go-to. I saw it in the Hyperloop's list, tournament prep lists. I looked at it; it looked really interesting to me, so I gave it a couple whirls on TTS, and then I decided like, hey, this seems pretty solid. I guess I'll bring it out here. After that, I just started studying up on a lot of the decks that I expected to play against.
And did you see a lot of those decks that you...
I actually only ran into Yoda Leia once, which was what I expected to be like my worst matchup. And that was in the last round of Swiss, and that was my only loss of the tournament, or my only...
Yeah, he went undefeated.
Yeah, he went undefeated throughout the whole Swiss, and that was my only loss.
8.
Yeah.
He lost to Andrew.
Lost to Andrew there, yeah. But I played against Vader in top 8 and beat that, and everything else was just mostly with guns and stuff, and that was pretty simple as well.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, let's get into the deck.
Right. So pretty stock in terms of like the power you expect with 2 Vader Fists, 1 Fire Spray, 1 Slave 1, 2 Hover Tanks, 2 hand cannons.
So this is actually really unique. Why are you playing 2 hover tank over? Like, is there a certain reason? Because I don't see that in a whole lot of lists. It's very unique.
The list was mostly all brought together, but what I noticed as I was playing the hover tanks is that it's like just clearly by its effect, it's really powerful for 3 resources for a tank against 3 wide strategies. It's just really devastating for them. So that's the primary reason why I looked at it, because I started looking at other things that I could play instead of it, but no other vehicle really appealed to me.
Right, I got you.
So I decided this was probably like my best option.
This is literally a second Vader's Fist.
Yeah.
It's literally a second Vader's Fist.
Yeah. It's so good for what you pay for it, and in this deck where you don't really put too much upgrades on your guys, it just does it all, really.
How often did you use this power action today?
A lot. I actually drew Slave 1 a lot more times than I got Fire Spray, and it costing 1 less like really helped me out a lot. Fire Spray is way more powerful. Like the ceiling on the card is enormous.
Yes.
But since I thought I would run into Yoda Leia, originally this list had 2 Fire Sprays. I changed one out for a Slave 1 because of the reason that the worst thing that could happen to me is when I invest so many cards into Fire Spray, especially against Mill, is that it gets fires or it gets like blown up or
like
whatever it is.
Flames or EMP.
Yeah. So if I could get something like Slave 1 where its power action helps me re-roll and change my dice while also removing dice at the same time without any cost of cards to me,
sick.
It's exactly what I would want against Mill to give me like at least a fighting chance, you know?
Oh, awesome.
The mods are pretty straightforward as well. 2 TLTs, 2 Artcasters, 2 dorsal turrets, 6 mods on 4 vehicles. Pretty
Did you see yourself putting more mods on a certain
one? I actually barely got to play the tank as much as I'd like to. The one time I got to play it, it was really good against another 3-wide deck, so that's when I ideally wanted to see it. I ended up putting it on Slave 1 the most.
Interesting.
Very solid. Obviously, with Ciena is a complete like work of art. Any mods on a Slave,
and obviously he just makes
Fire Spray. Yeah, like the matchups where I drew Fire Spray were matchups where they couldn't get rid of my vehicle, and it just quickly took over the game. Over the course of 2 rounds, it starts dealing out so much damage, and I don't even have to spend resources on anything else because I can just spend them to ready it, and it's just too good to stop, really.
Yeah, for sure.
My mitigation was 2 mind tricks, 2 flanks, a doubt, 2 he doesn't like you, 2 hidden motives, and small disruption in friends in low places. So a lot of this is pretty stock, mostly friends in low places and hidden motive.
So I'm about to say I don't see a Beguile or
there's no Beguile. We go with mind trick in this list, in particular because of Rebel Traitor. In my opinion, Rebel Traitor in this list is like really a huge highlight. It really disrupts what your opponent wants to do. In any list, they activate their character, you activate Rebel Traitor, they walk right into your mind trick. They can't avoid it. It's very difficult to play around because you have to do a lot of things out of sequence that you really don't want to do, and you're able to play a different game. So usually, like my round 1 plays always activate Ciena because she has 2 resource sides, so I want Snoke resource. And then after that, if they do anything, and I want to mitigate, I just activate Rebel Traitor to get the dice out that I want to mitigate. A cool trick with Rebel Traitor too is because of the way that he works. If I put a hand cannon on him, I can resolve my hand cannon without worrying about mitigation. Since I activate Rebel Traitor, they have to activate their character, and then my dice are ready to pull, so I can resolve them. Yeah, so I had a lot of like round 3s, round 4s where I would activate the Slave 1, or I'd activate one of my other ships, maybe even Vader's Fist, and then roll this out and try to get a mod or something of the same type of damage, and I could resolve it without any mitigation. So it ended up being like, in my opinion, it was like a mini Moz. Like, it just comes out, resolves dice, and like the best your opponent can do is quickly roll out their character so they don't have to play around it, and that's usually not beneficial for them.
Was there a certain mitigation card that you wish was a different card today, more than not?
More than others? Doubt had its ups and downs, honestly. It's punishing a lot against a lot of characters that have like resource costs to them, and I'm able to disrupt their resources and then punish them with doubt. But I do kind of wish that doubt could have been something else in some cases. I'm not really sure what it would be. I would have liked to have like another like a pin down or something of the sort, but of course I don't play enough vehicles to justify pin down.
Or maybe like overconfidence or something.
And overconfidence, I think I would have really enjoyed it as well, especially against like a Vader, because if they roll out like high sticks, I can overconfidence, remove 1, and then I don't have to worry about the power action getting back 2 dice.
So how is Friends and High? I know that people are really afraid of Commando Raid right now with Yoda Leia and stuff like that.
Yeah, Friends and Low. Yeah, it's really good. In particular, if I have around 1, the primary thing that I need to see from Friends and Low is to clear up my resources. The number 1 thing I need is my Cienas to roll resources and for them to not get mitigated, especially against Mill. I need to jump out of Vader's Fist early. I need to jump out like a cannon or 2 early. I need to get all of my dice out on the table as fast as possible. And the Mill player knows that, so they're always just going to mitigate my resource dice before I can really do anything with it. So my best bet usually is like either Friends in Low Places or like Rebel Traitor rolling resources and then not being able to mitigate it because of his effect.
And it just gives you the green light overall, just like, all right, I'm good to go.
Right. Rebel Traitor just sets me off. Next up are kind of like support stable cards. Force Illusion, staple in any blue mid-range deck, really. Chance Cube. I like money. Who doesn't like money? Chance Cube is always going to be there. The Inferno Squad, ID Tendroid. I saw in the notes for this deck list on the Hyperloops channel was something that they considered changing instead of one of the handheld cannons, I believe, or something like that. Or there was another modification that they considered swapping it out with. This card, in my opinion, is like really niche, but it's also really good. With 2 focus sides, it fills the slot of being able to modify my dice the way I need them to be, and at the same time, it's special. Being able to discard a card from my opponent's hand is brutal against Mill. It really helps me get through mitigation, which is the biggest problem that this deck has against all of the really hard control matchups like Mill, is being able to resolve my dice, and the droid goes a long way with doing that.
I got you. Well, this was Gonzo's Snoke Rebel Traitor Ciena deck. He got 2nd place. And what was your final record?
My final record was 1 loss in Swiss to Christian, and then finals against Andrew Cox. And that was it.
Well, man, I really appreciate it. I know we appreciate it here on the channel, hearing the explanations, man. We hope you have a lot of fun and safe travels back home, and we look to see you next time.
Yeah, see you later.